I hope you realize what you're doing, because you must know you'll all be hunted down for the rest of your lives, so don't think you can get away with this.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Well, I've had a good look around the old crate, and I haven't seen anything to make me suspicious.
You're going to cause a diplomatic incident by using a Japanese military plane because the world will think Japan is deploying its troops somewhere overseas.
I think it's more your own skin that you're worried about rather than Japan's image in the world.
Of course, everything that affects Japan also affects me, but I'm far too peace-loving to make a good hostage, unlike the party secretary here.
Mr. Prime Minister.
Well, you're the big macho man who's always wanting to fight.
It's a real man's way of solving problems.
It's not fair, but it's pretty typical.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't think there's been one bit of news coverage of all the events of the last few days, including this.
Hey, come on. You don't expect the authorities to play fair, do you? The PM ordered a total news blackout.
He can shove his news blackout. A halfway decent journalist would have ignored the blackout and rushed to cover the story anyway. Trouble is, there's not many of them about anymore.
That's not a very healthy state of affairs.
The C-130 is ready for takeoff.
And the F-15 fighters?
Standing by, sir.
Right. The C-130 has permission to take off.
Yes, sir.
Haven't you ever fastened a seatbelt before?
And you have to fasten your seatbelt as well. There you go.
Off at last, but who knows where to and for how long. The only sure thing is that I've lost my job and my pension.
No point in moaning about that now. We've got to live with the cards that Lady Lux has dealt us.
Well, I've gone bust on my hand. Still, who's worrying? Anyone for cookies?
Come on, stop sulking in your corner. It's times like this when old buddies have to stick together.
I'll think about it.
The C-130 is underway.
What an embarrassment. The Prime Minister taken hostage by a bunch of kids?
Don't worry, sir. I've devised a plan that cannot fail.
It had better not if you know what's good for you.
Huh?
The F-15 fighters have commenced takeoff.
So that's it. All 4 dragons have now left Japan.
That's the good news, but what about Lady L?
She was last heard of aboard the USS Dynasty, so I would presume her dead.
The report about the 4 dragons was sent to us by the Far East operator.
That little punk Townsend? He's no big deal, just another link in the chain of people who believe that we rule the planet.
Our friend Vincent and President Forrester are also of that happy band of believers.
Any bets on Forrester's chances against the might of the dragons?
Mount Conron has trembled.
Please, your lordship. I confess to being unaware of the consequences, but if your lordship deems it important...
Ransaiwa and Sotokukyu have appeared in Japan, which means that the plan was not fully executed. It must be put right. Time is running out.
We are but humble servants of your lordship, prepared to do your every bidding wherever your lordship commands and however your lordship wishes now and forever after.
Take care, gentlemen. Failure will not be tolerated. Heed my warning.
His lordship appeared upset and displeased.
It would seem that all is not well in the cosmos. And that even in the heavens, just like down here on Earth, there is disagreement and conflict. Even the gods cannot always be in agreement.
How disappointing that just like the men they rule over, they should eventually succumb to conflict as a way of solving their disputes.
Give me the dragon's current location.
Object is 30,000 meters above the Bering Strait, sir.
There seems no doubt, sir, that the Dragon is heading for the United States.
40 F-22 fighters have been dispatched to intercept the Dragon.
We shouldn't fail in getting a result with those boys.
Target directly ahead. Contact in 10 seconds. Maintain course and speed. Fire! The missiles are backfiring! Pull out, retreat!
The F-22s have all been destroyed.
Oh, not the entire squadron, my God!
The Dragon has entered Alaska airspace.
It's absolutely clear. The Dragon is headed for the United States. And what's more, it's coming here. It's on its way to Washington and headed straight for the White House.
Hey, look! Jet fighters!
American jets. They've been sent up after us. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and shoot us down.
But they wouldn't do that, not with the leading member of the Japanese government on board.
He's right, you know. They can't possibly do that if we were to die.
Then there'd be 2 vacant positions in the government.
Oh? And a chance to elect some decent replacements.
There's some kind of big trouble in the United States.
What did you say?
I just heard it on the radio. The Americans are concentrating all their available air power around the Alaska and Canadian border. Something seems to be attacking them from the north.
What do you mean by something?
I don't know. But given what I've heard, do you still want to head for the U.S.?
That's still our plan.
Hey, I've been meaning to ask this for ages, but why are you 3 always together?
I'm not really sure. It's just the way things are, I guess.
Well, Shinkai and I were in the same class at the local high school.
And Nijikawa and I used to hang out together when we were both at college.
And then through knowing us, you 3 just happened to meet up again after all this time. It doesn't sound very spontaneous to me.
That's maybe because it was meant to be.
Nonsense.
Well, I think Mizuchi may be right. Huh? Take a look here. These are our surnames. And I think your name used to be written with this character.